Do you think there is such a thing as angels, demons, things like that?
Okay, let me ask God first. Yeah. Let me pray to God first.
It's a bit out there, isn't it?
No, it's a good question.
I always say everything that people can even imagine is real, because we cannot come up with something that doesn't exist. So if it didn't exist, it wouldn't go into imagination.
But how would you explain that to someone who doesn't think like us?
You don't. You walk away.
You
You let
Is
them
that why
be.
everyone's been walking around?
Because there's one
You
thing
just
you
let
always
them
say
be.
is energy is everything and everything is energy, and energy can never be created or destroyed. So therefore,
Imagination is energy.
exactly.
Thought is energy. Movies is energy,
Energy.
from thought.
Yes.
And I think on the seeker's journey, when people do something, for example, like our first time out in Himalayas with Grandmaster, when you see an eagle the size of a dinosaur, for example, and then
Did
you
you
come
see an eagle the size of a dinosaur?
to my knowledge of what a dinosaur size would be, yes.
How
Yeah,
big?
like around this size.
A little
Just a
figurine.
baby dinosaur.
How big, like compared to a human being, normal human being?
Like bigger than us. If when the
Wingspan.
wings open up, it's bigger than us.
Oh yeah.
That's scary.
But in height, like the height of the eagle.
Yeah, bigger than us. When it opens up, bigger than us.
in
So it
height?
stands taller.
Wow.
So that was so it might be a small dinosaur, right?
But still,
but
Baby dinosaur.
but I don't know about her, but when I first seen it, I was scared.
Yeah, I
Like
remember
it
you
was it just opened up and I was like, what? Like it's
and
like what
Even
is
though,
that,
even
right?
though we were in the car, it was still quite scary
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
it from the car.
didn't you mention that like these eagles they carry people?
Yeah, so they don't carry anybody, you know.
Of course.
they're
It's not like a
divine
bus
beings.
station where you got your ticket.
They divine, yeah.
Do you want to go first? Should I
So
go?
Ladies
so
first.
they pick up yogis and carry them from mountain to mountain. So for example, like that,
Wow.
when you go seeking and you go see all these mysterious things, it starts for me, what it does is it kicks off a lot of movies. Like a lot of movies, just, oh my god, that's like whatever movie, that's like Avatar, or that's like
Lord of the
whatever.
Rings, that's-
Yeah, so all these movies kick in. And the more I've been going through this seeker's journey, whether it's going through dimension traveling meditations and stuff, and then feeling like it's an inception, I start realizing that all the things that we think is fake is real.
Yeah.
And in fact, all the things that people believe to be real is fake.
Yeah.
Right? People think that of what is facts is not really fact. For example, we can Google or we can look at Guinness Book of Records or something like that and search what's the oldest human alive, for example. So what people believe to be real would say, I don't know, whatever it is now, 150 or whatever they say, right?
Yeah.
So bear that in mind though. You got
My grandpa.
grandpa is
How old?
110.
Whoa.
110,
And he's still going
Still
strong, right?
walking, still
Yeah,
showering
walking,
himself,
yeah.
doing everything
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What did he eat?
So record we probably see, I don't know, whatever it is
Yeah,
now,
it's just
150 or whatever.
That much.
But in comparison to what like
Actually
we
is
meet out in the mountains would be a few thousand years old, which is it's non-existent, right? Like for us it's like, yeah, right, he's just saying that, prove it, where's the passport? But they don't have passport. It's like you couldn't ask them for passport
Where's the
because there's no passport, mountain passport.
And what, like, sorry, I'm asking questions. From
Yeah, no, I had one ready to go there. But go on.
How so? I don't doubt that this is true, but is this longevity of life? Is that down to the kind of food you eat? Is that down to the spiritual practices? Everything put together?
Everything, and they can't. It's not possible for us to reach that level here. So meaning that if you meet them, they are not living a normal life. They can't undergo all they sit there every day.
Do they talk?
You see? Yeah, they can talk, but they sit there every day. So they don't have as much movement as us and all this type of stuff. They don't do all this stuff. So because of how they're using their body,
They preserve
are
the
preserving
energy.
it. Yeah, so it's different. So I'm not saying this to say, hey, we should all live 3,000 years or something, or we can even, not right now anyway, through evolution and through how things will evolve, it's possible, in the future. But I think it's more answering to the question of everything, demons, angels, whatever is real. And how could you say it's not real? Like, let's say, for example, I used this example recently. I said, let's say, for example, if Naiko had in your mind you had a dream wife, right? This dream partner, and imagine the dream partner was just there, and in that mind, the dream partner didn't see you as a partner, but in your mind, it was beautiful. Everything was beautiful, right? Now we could say, oh, he's delusional. There's something wrong with him, but we cannot deny he's having a good time, right? So even in his mind, he's having a good time. Everything's perfect, right? So if that's happening, let's say, for example, every single day he's happy, because in his mind he's kind of like married to this person. Everything's beautiful, right? And let's say in reality that person really dislikes the whole idea, for example. Then is what he's thinking, is it real or is it not? For sure he's experiencing it, and he can be experiencing it fully. We can be saying he's gone crazy, but who's really the crazy one if he's enjoying life and we're spending our time
being miserable,
thinking that he's gone crazy?
See, that just baffles the hell out of me. I mean,
mind blown.
are we talking just inside his head there, or are we talking?
So
if you look at-
inside his head could be another universe?
Oh,
okay.
this is
So
great.
inside someone's head,
Yeah.
is it real?
Well, even science proves this.
Like, can you prove that it's happening inside his head? Can you prove that it's not real? You call it imagination, but ask the scientists, what is imagination?
Yeah.
Like, there's no
Well, ask
there's no certainty in what imagination
a
is.
scientist what is reality. It's a simulation of what the brain interprets through 5 senses, which is massively limited. Even if you go into quantum physics, like we understand actually what we understand reality to be. First, it's not this physical, tangible thing. If you go in and in and in, all it is just waveforms of energy. But now that it's and this isn't just new science, this isn't quantum science, it's just what we perceive as reality is just purely a simulation of the brain.
Like the Matrix.
Yep.
Do you know what's really nice? There's this quote by Rumi, and I forget exactly how the quote goes, but what was said was that when it comes to the end of our life, we laugh at ourselves to realize because we wake up from the dream.
Yeah.
And we're like, OMG, all that thing I was fussing about for so many years, and I'm awake, and it was all not real, you know. Now the question here is this reality or is this reality?
Yeah.
When we close our eyes, is it reality? Is dream reality or is this reality? Are we waking up from the dream or are we going into the dream, you know, every day?
These questions.
And how can we prove it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the Eagles for a start,
The
because
equals.
this has always fascinated me.
Yeah.
So I remember when you first said it, I was like my second week on the job, and I was like,
Maybe I should leave. Get out of
Who are
here
these
before it's
people?
too late.
I was like, what? Okay, that sounds interesting.
That was the polite version as well.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, if you start believing it, I mean, obviously you've seen it kind of, and it's like, how come it's not been heard of or seen before? How come?
People would go crazy.
Because humans aren't ready for it. So there are certain boundary. The system, the thing that is in control, will put its barriers there and protection there to make sure this message never gets out.
At least for now.
Now, that sounds very extreme, and you're thinking, what's going on? As simple as when we were doing the documentary, you heard the story where Grandmaster said to us some secrets in the documentary, and Lucy went out in public on Instagram about it. Then she felt extremely, extremely ill. She couldn't fly that day. They put all measurements in there so that nothing can be... It's almost like what people would call Illuminati, but it's not maybe what people think exactly it is, you know?